Hey guys, this is GamerCal. Welcome back to Touhou, the Genius of Sapphiros. Last time we made it through the second half of the Sea of Clouds, did a whole metric ton of enemies because that's kind of just how it goes, and the cable for my microphone headset is going all over the place. So yeah, kind of have a metal frame on my bed, so if you ever hear stuff coming from that, that's what it is. So it's just cables going against everything. So last time we didn't really need to worry too much about the level stuff. See, Patchouli's a little bit underleveled here. According to the experience stuff, everyone is underleveled, but I don't feel like I'm particularly bad that way. So, you know, whilst it says I'm kind of weak, I don't think I am. So I'm not gonna do too many fights here. I mainly want to try and get the particular equipment from some of these enemies. So there aren't very many that I need to do this for, so we shouldn't take a ridiculous amount of time with this compared to some of the other parts. Like, it'll probably take me a decent bit of time in editing, or like playing it and then editing it won't take too long. But you see, a lot of the enemies just drop materials. So like Yokai Madsen Rock, granted that's quite nice, so I might try and get some of them, but you know, there's a lot of shards, there's a lot of steel, stuff like that. The Psycho Dagger I might want, because I am still using a dagger on Sanai, so we might try and get that. Also, this guy's not as weak to elements as I thought he was. I thought he was weak to like every element, but no, it's just fire, water, and you know, dark. For some reason it's not weak to light, but it's weak to dark. Kinda funky. We already got the Sky Robe, so I don't need to get that. This guy is resistant to light, that's kind of weird, and weaker to dark than it is to water. Some weird enemy weaknesses in this stage. As you can tell, obviously most of them are resistant to electric though. The Auto Bomb is okay, but I don't think it's worth getting excessively. It's another lightweight blockable shield. I think it only has a 10% chance of working though, so it's really not too good. But it is there. This is something I definitely want though. The Makai Ring is incredible, and I absolutely want that. It's not going to be useful in the immediate term, but it's going to be so good later on in the game, so I won't stress if I can't get it, but this is going to be one of my biggest targets to try and get here. I don't think I'll be fighting this guy again, because he doesn't drop anything I need. New Moon Shield, probably will try and get that. Again, it's only if I find the enemy though. As you can see, 80 evasion, quite high as I said, and that is pretty much all the enemies in this place. So any Oarfish I find I will kill, any ghosts I will kill, any Dudaface's Sylphs I will kill. Most other stuff I don't need to kill though. Oh yeah, this guy too. And I guess if I can kill some of the... what is it called? The, blanking on the name. The bug things for Yokai Mountain Rocks, then that's probably as far as I will go with the killing in this stage. Oh, and that guy just insta-died because Yomu is cool. Right, so this will be the part where we go ahead and say I shall be back later when stuff that's interesting happens. Of course, the first fight that I do, something interesting happens. Holy hell, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, this guy really hurts if it gets the chance. But thankfully, we did manage to kill it despite the accelerate, giving it 2 actions and everything. And yeah, Satori, I don't think Flash of Lightning has actually come up before now, but it's the AoE special magic attack for lightning moves, so it's quite nice if you have a lot of electric weaknesses in the stage, which we actually have quite a few here. So I'm going to switch out Plasma Ball for this, because we have the option for that. Also, I didn't show the other healing skill that I got before. Mass Heal is a multi-target heal, but it heals for about 2/3, just under 2/3 of the strength of area heal. So it is not very good for the cost. Even if you had the lowest cooldowns possible, this skill always has 1 turn of cooldown. Right now it has 2 turns for me, whereas area heal has no turns because of the reductions that I have. Learn skills get a cut down of 1 and magic cooldown -1 because of my third eye tree. That'll be -2 when I get another point to it. So yeah, it's just not worth it, but it's there if you want to get it. It's not too difficult to get, you can get it pretty early on, so yeah, there is that. I'm not going to fight this one because I don't need to. Well, we get a couple of power levels and Wherein gains a level with Star Sword. And apparently we got some steel too, invisible items for the win. So Star Sword, it's a bomb skill that's about the only knock I have against it, but it gives you light attribute. So the elemental weapon gives you the core elements, and then Star Sword, and later on Dark Sword. I think it's called Dark Sword, it might be called something else, but yeah, it gives you dark element, but they cost a bomb, the light and dark ones. However, Wherin's bombs are not really used for very much else, maybe for Sacred Barrier if you are looking for that. So yeah, her bombs are fairly free, so it's a good skill, and it does make certain bosses a lot easier to deal with when you have light and dark weaknesses. So yeah, it's a good skill, and I think it's very worthwhile. Whilst we're here, actually, the other skill for Satori we got before, Demon Collider, hits a small area, and it's more powerful, I think, than Shadow Burst. Should be more powerful, it takes more stuff, but it cannot be used if the if the light land is very high. So you couldn't really use this with Reimu. Unfortunately, some of Satori's skills that she learns do come with caveats that they can't be used in either high levels of the opposite element, or some of the really powerful ones they require their own land to be very high first. The demon skills are the major perpetrators of this, unfortunately. Yeah! Perfect! We actually get it! Oh, that is super good. The Makai Ring is one of the most useful equipments that you can have in a few particular boss fights. Again, it's not so much for the main game, although there are a couple of enemies that you would use it on, but for the post game, this is a fantastic thing to have. 25% damage is all you take from Mystic. Mystic is one of the hardest things to defend against, and some of the strongest skills of the game are actually Mystic skills, all of which Satori can learn, actually. They don't tend to get used too much until post-game, but 1 or 2 of them we do actually see at the very end of the main game too, and they are so heavy hitting. It is amazing to have something that defends against them, and now I don't need to fight this thing anymore. So yeah, because I don't really feel like I'm under-leveled just now, I'm actually just cherry-picking the fights so that I can have a go at getting the stuff which I really want. So this is pretty much what I'm doing right now. Wow, Yomu with those deflags though. And we do get a level with Alice, so that's not bad. 41 vitality at level 37. Still pretty strong. We actually didn't get the box over here, but that's because we can't just yet. We did see that room before, but it's not a room that we have access to right now. Again, it's kind of a spoiler room, I guess. Ooh, wow, okay. We need to fight a lot of these things, so it is worth doing this fight, even if it is going to hurt a lot. And there is a level for Satori, so pretty good. She has a lot of potential actually, which is quite nice. It's a shame that her physical attacks are just not that good, because her critical hit rate is actually really nice, but she can't utilize it very well. That's a bit of a flaw in the system. And of course, because I took ages deciding that one move, Thunder Breath has been learned here. So I guess that's kind of okay, because it means that she does, you know, Satori does have a new attack at the very least. Let's show off Meditation Slash actually, because it's quite a good skill, and I feel like it's worth showing off, so we'll do that. We'll just humor it, because why not? I actually have Fire Chaser still as well, so we'll use it. So, lots of cool hit looking, and it does so much damage, especially when you get a crit with that. So that attack is where a 0 strength, if you have enough enemies to justify it, a 0 strength could be really nice with that skill, because it guarantees the critical hit for it, and you do so much damage with that. Anyway, I'm trying to justify doing more here, and I'm honestly not sure if I can. I think the enemies in the first half could actually give me some stuff, but it's tricky because I've already done most of the enemies that I would need to do. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, what else can I do, right? Because if I've already taken out the enemies that I, you know, want to, there's not much more to do. That said, there are a few enemies in the first half that might give us some useful stuff, so I'll knock out a couple more. In fact, there aren't really that many more enemies even to knock out, but we'll see. Well, we do get another level, at least for Patchouli, so I think in one more level's time she'll have her lightning attack for spell card stuff. You know, she's already had the earth and all the other stuff that way, so that'll be decent, it'll be worth getting. Speaking of levels, we have two more here, one for Yomu, 37. I think it'll be quite a while before Yomu gets another skill now. Same with Notori actually. I think Notori gets one somewhat soon, but these are actually the last enemies to take out in stage. So we are nearly done, believe it or not. Okay, there is the tsunami attack that I was talking about before, where it's an AoE move, it casts slow, it's extremely powerful, but it's not the move that they use on counter attacks, the Orfish. So that's okay. I thought it actually was a counter attack move, but it's not. You know what, let's just show off Devil's Recitation whilst we're here, just so you can see what it does. It should work against most of these enemies. I'm not sure on all of them, but I think it will work against everything except maybe the Orfish, I don't know. We'll see. So this is how it looks. It's pretty funky town. Yeah, it only does 1 damage to it. It also counts as magic, so it will trigger the counter attack, unfortunately, which goes ahead of everything because it's the last word, so be careful about that. Oh wow, it actually counted that. Did it counter that as well? Wow. Okay, that actually did a lot more than I thought it would. Yeah, maybe it doesn't counterattack that, I don't know. It seemed like it did counter something there, but whatever. Little Legion is fine, we'll use Powerful Mind Reading just because it's something I need to use to get skill stuff, and this fight will be done. This might actually be the last fight here, which is why I'm talking with it, and gosh darn it, the formation at the back is too fast compared to what's at the front. Oh, we actually got some iron there too, I didn't see that. Yeah, that was the last fight, so... yeah, this is going to be much shorter than even the parts just getting through this place, but there are genuinely no more enemies I could even fight, even if I wanted to, because we did so many of them. Okay, apart from this guy. I suppose I can fight this guy, because why not? Yeah, we did so many of the fights during the actual stage itself that it makes sense in the end that there just aren't that many to fight here. But it's okay, because we did get the major item I wanted, which was the Markai Ring, and we've gotten some material items. We'll be returning to this stage later, so losing out on stuff like the Psycho Dagger is really not a big deal. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this stage. So with that said, I guess as soon as this fight is done, this has been GamerCow playing Touhou, Genesis Atheros, and well, if you know anything about where we are, you probably know what's gonna happen next time, but we shall find out what awaits us in the Sea of Clouds then, so take care.